goes by, this is a public service on YouTube.
This is a public service.
This is a public service.
Huh. Bam, 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 bam. I got that text. I'll answer you in a minute. But yeah, thank you. I need to tell you something. Or I mean, I need your help with something. Dabbler, that's what I was looking for. I got breaking news. I heard, oops. I heard the people didn't like it. They didn't like people dabbling with their rights. So they, last I heard, this guy got packed up. So, today we exercised our right to get rid of the dabbler. Okay, thank you. Moving on. The next thing that was brought to my attention today by an intrepid reporter, Mike Oxlong himself, if you know, you know, is that I'm late to the party, but boy, are we gonna party. Hey, y'all remember that shit where they were trying to get the rule change on 122 and shit? Hey, first of all, everybody, listen. I started a new channel and I need you to subscribe because we got to get our weight up over there. It's called Lane's Law Office. So the law office, it's got its own channel now. You could go, so I'm going to do a channel over here, Lane's Law Office. Make sure you subscribe. I'll do lives over there and stuff. What's up, everybody? Yeah, so we need to get this channel, subscribe, okay? So I'm gonna do some lives over there too, so you gotta know about it, or you won't know, or you'll miss my lives. The lives over there won't be the same as the lives over here, though, because that's my other personality. That's when Lane's Law Office is for when I play a lawyer on YouTube. And so, once in a while, I gotta go over there and do a live because I gotta get my numbers up over there. That one's gonna be my law office. It's where I give free legal advice on YouTube to myself. And so, it's Lane's Law Office. Hey, Vindicti, did we get that? Did I do that right? Is that my tag? I guess it's easy to find if that's the tag. I tried to get that tag. I didn't know if it worked or not. I don't know how that shit works. Chat filter. All messages. Yeah, I gotta put all messages. So yeah, we're gonna try to go over there, but what we're gonna talk about next will be talked about in the law office too, but that's a different thing. But right now, we're just gonna clown this fucking dirty sack of balls. All right, so I forgot to play the song. So we got to get this channel built up, all right? It's not going to be the same as this channel, right? Over there, it's going to be legal advice. It's the Lane's Law Office. It's going to be the channel for Lane's Legal Consulting. Lane Myers is a pro se litigant with extensive experience in pro se litigation and federal court, state and federal court, as well as both civil and criminal litigation. This channel is intended to provide free legal advice to pro se litigants, discuss access to justice for pro se litigants, provide step-by-step instructions on how pro se litigants can advocate for themselves, do's and don'ts of pro se litigation, break down successful and unsuccessful pro se filings, plus much more. And it's going to be to where you got to be a subscriber to comment, because we're not going to let all these idiots come to my law office and tell me how I can practice law. Oops, I just on the internet, practice law on YouTube. And so I forgot to play this song. Remember, everybody, sometimes you have rights and sometimes you have to use them. So I used my rights today. see who they give me next. So, because I'm a nice guy, I always, when I exercise my rights, I like to let people rest in peace. Yeah, my rights aren't dabbled with. They're 100% upheld. You either uphold or you go. You don't dabble with my rights. My rights. Okay, so no more dabbling with our rights around here. Now they're gonna have to give me somebody who actually is a constitutionalist. And so let's see. Now moving on to the next breaking news segment. Hey, chat. Does everybody remember like a year ago when a certain person, does everybody remember a year ago when one of the two people whose name I can't say on my channel or I'll go to prison, but I can say everybody else's name except these two names, okay? Remember, there's two names I'm not allowed to say. One of those two names I'm not allowed to say last year filed something in the Supreme Court petition thing to try to get the rules of the court recording and shit, right? And they tried to blame. See, this is what's crazy. I can't even show the petition from last year from the Supreme Court because of whose name is on it. One of the two people whose name is it's a. If I say these two people's name, it's 40 to 100 years in prison. If I say anybody else's name, it's just another day at the office. And so, uh, one of those two people that I can't talk about, but they can talk about me on Supreme Court filings. Imagine living your life and living in a world where if you show a document filed with the Supreme Court of Arizona, you go to prison, allegedly. Hey, Badger, depends who you ask. Hey, but so let's all remember about like around a year ago, somebody, one of the two people who I can't say their name, or I'll be arrested, allegedly. I don't tell nobody, but I won't actually be, but we just got to keep that charade going where if you say these two people's name, it's a crime. If you say anybody else's name, it's not. So, anyways, of those two people, the one that has the kid, that one of those two people filed something with the Supreme Court to get the rule changed. And I can't even pull it up right now because it has a certain name on it. Think about that. But hey, it has my name on it, but I can't show it. But that'll get changed soon. Don't worry. And then there'll be lots of videos on Lane's law office about all this. And yes, hey, hate me or love me, I'm still gonna I need to make money off my time on YouTube. It's no offense to anybody that wants to be my subscriber, but um, if I'm gonna put that much time into it, I might as well, like, I need to, because like I have to basically invest my time. I don't have much quote unquote free time. Now I'm gonna do the live. I'm gonna keep this channel where like we can just do whatever, live streams, clown people. But over there, I'm trying to get like, you know what I mean, the corny ass fucking, hey everyone, like, share, and subscribe, hit the like button, because I don't mean shit over here. I got 14,000 subscribers and I'm not even monetized. What good is it? It's good for like getting the information out, but it's not like, it's not like I do it for that. But I've spent $900 on transcripts for one court hearing recently. That's insane to me. But that's just how they do it. You want to prove you're innocent? You better get out your money. Oh, you need the transcripts to do your appeal? That'll be $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's just some of them. Hey, at KS for Rights Not Nuke War. Hey, you should be able to share public documents as you don't say the name, but their name is on the document. And apparently, if I listen, I was facing 40 to 100 years in prison for showing a document that had somebody's name on it in a silent video, no bond. So like, why can't I? And now I'm really gonna be mad at this. This shit's gonna be. We got somebody that we're gonna clown on, like we're gonna clown this woman until she fucking does an interview and tells me she's sorry and she'll never let it happen again. But so you all remember, all of us that are here today, remember about a year ago, one of the two people that I can't say their name put in a petition to try to get rid of 122 recording rule, right? And that was a big thing, and people put in replies and shit. Well, we need to do that again, because guess what Mike Oxlong just told me about? And now this one we're gonna show it. It says my name. I don't give a fuck who. If it says my name, I can show it. It appears they filed another petition for 122 and we got caught slipping. In May, or I mean in this year, recently, they fucking filed another thing. This time it was the court that filed it. And look who the first people to oppose it were. Actual reporters. I'm the chair of the University of Arizona's journalism school is taking the shareholders' side. Then it's fucking the vice president of the news, Channel 12 News, ABC 15, working as a journalist. They say fucking they support open courtrooms like Lane Myers. Then the AI committee says something. Then the fucking lawyers for the media coalition say, we support Lane Myers. The media coalition. Big lawyers and shit. Then this fucking dirty, rotten scoundrel who I'm going to now have to sue. Hey, y'all, get your popcorn ready. Hey, remember now, you can comment on this. We're going to go over this. Extend time, okay? So you can comment. They extended the time on their own because there were so many negative comments. Dude put it up there and then it got roasted by all these people. There was a couple that were in support, like the chief judge of Maricopa and shit. She said that the only thing she wants change is that it to apply to virtual courtrooms. I thought she was going to say something crazy, but she just said apply it to virtual, like if you're doing remote court and people shouldn't be able to record it. Get the fuck out of here. This guy, right? Look at what this dumbass bitch said to me about me. She put my name in her mouth again. See, last time, the person whose name I can't say said that it's Lane Myers' fault, and he even linked it to my YouTube channel, and he linked it to a hearing for Stacey Jane. He said, oh, this defendant. Well, here's what they said. I mean, this chick is a fucking nut job of the highest. Look at this shit. I'm gonna sue her just to see what happens. I'm not gonna let this woman continue to slander me. And in the next day or two, we're gonna have a large public records request fulfilled. Or they're gonna scam us, one or the other. But now we're gonna get lots of. Everybody's gonna do some public records off this one, because we're gonna. Elizabeth is now gonna experience the Barbara Streisand. Huh, Elizabeth. So does everybody remember the person who said, whose name I can't say, who said they need to change the rules because of me? He put as an example of the reason it needs to be changed is because of my hearing with Stacey Jane and Mackenzie O'Brien that day. Okay? They said, or this person, I don't know what their pronouns are, but I pretty much can guarantee you I could guess them if I was allowed. And sorry, I gotta chug some water. Hold on. All right, so if you remember the person whose name I can't say but can say my name, the male version of that identifies as male openly anyways. I don't know. I don't want to mispronoun them, but this person who uses his wife as a fake victim then put my case, the case was, it wasn't even, why didn't this person who I can't say their name but they can say mine use the Lane Myers Eats a Prosecutor video as an example? No, this person who last year when they said the rules need to be changed, they said the rules need to be changed because of his hearing with Stacey Jane. It's on the fucking thing. We can pull it up. I just can't show you it. I promise you though. It says raised last year, builds upon the issues raised in R25031. Uh-oh, you guys ready? We're gonna we might go to prison over this. I'm just gonna go to Google, type in a petition. Oh, I have it up here, saved in my, look at this. I even have it saved right here. Is this gonna get me prison time? We'll see. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. All right, let's see. Does it show it? Where's it at? I don't want to get in trouble, trouble, trouble. Where is it? Okay, that link doesn't go to it. Don't want to get in no trouble, trouble, trouble for saying somebody's name. Is this it? Is this it? Hold on, hold on. We gotta be careful. Move very slow. No, this isn't it. Where is it? Where is it? How do we get to it? Where's the old one? Well, this bimbo and that's a compliment to bimbos. This woman is a government employee, so read it and weep, bitch. AZ Elizabeth Ortiz at az.gov. You're about to get the full fucking noise. Like Paul Walker used to say. Is Paul Walker around anywhere these days? It's called turning on the noise. So, Elizabeth, you want to put my name in your mouth? I'm going to make it taste really bad. I'm going to leave a really, really bad taste in your mouth for fucking saying my name again. So anyways, put a 1 in the chat if you remember the petition from last year where they said the hearing with Stacey Jane is the reason that the rule needs to get changed. So I know that the people know what I'm talking about. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember this petition. People were commenting. It was going on when I was in jail. It never went through. So they're trying it again this year, apparently, behind our back again. But we're about to expose them right now live. So put a 1 while I get water. So I chugged my water. I'm gonna give you a song because I'm gonna feed my dog too. Elizabeth. Write that down right there. We're gonna be calling her bright and early tomorrow. And every day thereafter. That ends in Y. How many harassment charges can Elizabeth Burton Ortiz give me? Let's see. I'm just gonna have to play my song because there's nothing that better explains it.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
What I'm destined to be.
The Pride of Woodward. I'll be right back. I gotta feed
Trying
my
to take
dog.
my life away. Come on. I put a hole in a nickel for fucking with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me. 'Cause I'll come and take your life away. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry man, these pussy niggas putting money on my head. Gonna get your refund, motherfucker, I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king and I ain't been crowned. When I rhyme, something special happen every time. I'm the greatest, something like Ali in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles. I've been knocked on the humble. Swing the ox when I rumble. Show your ass what my gun do. Got a temper, nigga. Go ahead, lose your head. Turn your back on me, get clapped and lose your legs. I walk around, gun on my waist, chip on my shoulder, till I bust a clip in your face, pussy, this beef ain't over. Many man, many, 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 many man. Wish death on me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Sunny days ain't special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't taste so sweet if it wasn't for pain. Death gotta be simple, cause living is hard. It'll leave you physically, mentally, emotionally scarred. This for my niggas on the block, twisting green in cigars. For the niggas on lock, doing life behind bars. I don't say only God can judge me, cause I see it clear. Crooked ass crackers might have my black ass 100 years. I'm like Molly and Goodfellas, you could call me the Don. Like Malcolm by any means with my heater in my palm. Slim switch sides on me, let niggas ride on me. I thought we was cool, why you want me to die, homie? Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Every night I talk to God, but he don't talk back.
Yeah, they talk
I know
bad.
he protecting me, but I still stay with my strap. In my nightmares, niggas keep pulling texts on me. Psychic said some chick done put a hex on me.
Alright,
The
so
feds
we
ain't
got
know much. When Pac got shot, I got a kite from the pins that said Tut got knocked. I ain't gonna spell it out for you, motherfuckers all the time. Are you a literate nigga? You can't read between the lines.
So it's time to read between the lines. We're doing a good job of reading between the lines. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're reading between the lines here. So anyways, there was a petition filed last year because of the Stacey Jane hearing. Now it looks like they filed another one this year, and look at this lie. Why? This is the executive director of the APAAC, Arizona Prosecuting and Attorneys Advisory Council. Executive director said this about this and that. Look. This bitch had the nerve to say the circumstances detailed in the last petition, which is uh, the male version of the person I can't talk about. So the circumstances that Mr. Prosecutor himself put in there about how, oh, Stacey Jane and all that, right? Look at this shit. Read this shit. Illustrate the dangers these advances. The defendant, they're Lane Myers, right? Lane Myers used the smartphone to broadcast. I was not the fucking defendant. It was not a criminal case, okay? But listen, watch this. She says, there, the defendant used a smartphone to broadcast to his YouTube channel after only giving notice. The defendant's use of technology made it difficult to maintain the integrity of the court proceedings and ensure that the proceedings did not result in further harassment to those participating in them. Through his weaponization of technology, the defendant effectively targeted and amplified his harassment towards numerous participants in the proceedings, resulting in the defendant being found guilty of 2 felony offenses, State versus Myers. Look at this. She put my name in this petition. Again. This time she's saying, but here's where she's going to have to pay me damages, and because this is defamation per se. Because look, she said the circumstances detailed in R5, right? So let's just go there. Let's just stop there. The circumstances detailed in this, right? The circumstances detailed in R. We're going to use her own words against her in a court of law right now. Watch. And then we're going to let her know that there's no such thing as anonymous lies when you're governmental. Hopefully she'll be able to put some false charges on me. Get her we're gonna need some some thumbs. Let's see. Elizabeth Burton Ortiz. Oh, look at her. Short-haired white lady. No offense to them, but I already knew what I was getting into here. So she's the APAAC director. Here's her public website. Bachelor's degree in economics, a master's in political science, and a JD. Clerk to the Court of Appeals. She prosecuted cases for 16 years, pre-trial. Okay. Special prosecutor. Hopefully she can specially prosecute me and explain her false statements in regards to Lane Myers. Why do they like to lie about me? Why do they make it so easy? They just constantly give us more reasons to clown them. Oh man. I have a feeling she's going to be handing me some awards in the awards department here. That's not her. That's not her. Where'd this fucking buffoon go? Right here. Buffoonery right there. You look like you would tell lies for clout, Lizzie. Anytime they got three names, it scares me. Ladies, you know I love you with all your but 3 names, some Karen Nelson Moore, right? She is the exception. So can we just explain? Can we just explain this right here? The circumstances detailed in R2. All right. So the circumstances, the dangers The dangers. Elizabeth. 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 Why is it always women that passive aggressive on me? They just can't get over me, can they? They just love to say my name over and over. Lying sack of shit is what this bitch is. Elizabeth Burton Ortiz. Why do these cat ladies do this? That's what I need to know. Cat ladies. I like bag ladies, but not cat ladies. I'm not into cat. Bag ladies, sure. Elizabeth Burton Ortiz. She is today's contestant on Lying Sack of Shit. Hey, y'all know the deal, right?
He said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie. He said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie. He said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Lying sack of dog shit, bitch. I hate when these idiots, all they fucking do is give me new ways to clown them. All right, so the circumstances detailed in R25003. All right, circumstances illustrate the dangers. Seems reasonable. Seems dangerous. Sounds dangerous, I should say. Sounds reasonable. What were the circumstances? What were the circumstances in R-25-0031? Chat, let us know in the chat. What were the circumstances in R-25-0031, which is the one that was filed by the male version of Liars Inc. The male partner in Liar and Liar Inc. Oh, Paco, way bigger than that. Just wanna know. Can anybody tell me what the circumstances were in the male identifying petition last year? About 122. He said that, excuse me, they said that the hearing with Stacey Jane, right? What were the circumstances in our 25, 20, hold on, I gotta turn off the, I gotta adjust something. What were the circumstances? It's funny you should ask. Lizzie. Elizabeth. Nothing wrong with a good Elizabeth every now and then. You can hit them. I've known so many. Elizabeth can be Liz, Beth. Lizzie. I don't know. I'm just fucking around. But look, Ortiz. Okay. The circumstances illustrate the dangers. What were the circumstances? The circumstances were Lane Myers beat two unlawful. I'm gonna actually if somebody could find that document, I can put that part. I just can't show who filed it. Lane Myers beat two. I believe that were the circumstances. The name of the video was Lane Myers wins two cases in one day. Where is that video? Probably should put that back up. Why did I have to take that video down? That one's definitely going back up. That one's definitely going back up. So the circumstances in R25, the petition that the male identifying. Thank you, Jason. Can you get me that document? Can you somehow can we get, where do I find the original one from a year ago? Because all that happened when I was in jail. Y'all were fucking talking about it the whole time I was in jail, but I never actually saw. I only saw the beginning when I was like, hey, uh, we gotta now we definitely gotta make comments. I'm gonna make a video every day until people start commenting, replying, whatever. We need to get this out there. They want to have secret court. But not only that, we got to really focus on what was said and what really happened. Because I'm going to show in that why is chat, why uh listen, why do I somehow end up as the one having to make these videos showing I'm lying? Imagine how much they get away with lying in their daily lives without Lane Myers there to catch them on every little thing. Oh, Sancho loves. Oh, they're definitely trying to do that. Hey, remember when we made that video where we did homework projects and shit, where I was like, hey, everybody, send in your video. I'm surprised we didn't get fucking charged for the RICO Act. But it's crazy how much they lie. Why do they keep giving me reasons to make more? I don't want to make videos about these people. I want to make videos about fun stuff, mountain biking, in the world stuff. Nobody wants to talk about how the sky is falling every fucking day. I sure don't. I want to fucking have fun and relax in my life. Why is it that every day there's a new fucking, you know what I mean? There's a new truth uncovered. I forgot to bring my water back. Give me 1 second. We got to get these. I got to get my money up. I got to figure out a way to make money off YouTube. And I appreciate the donations. I mean, like, I can't be like relying on. There's got to be a way though for me to like. People got fucking. We'll make a different video about that. This is about this right now. But why do they keep giving me this shit? No, I can. Yeah, we're gonna show some more shit right now. Look, to me, this is lying to the Supreme Court, right? They've already shown the lie to Supreme Court, right? I'm about to show you how the executive director of the fucking Arizona prosecuting attorney, the executive director of the prosecutors union is lying to the Supreme Court using my name. Why could they use anybody else's name? Why they gotta use mine? Because they hate me. Can't believe I just found this today. Watch this. So she says the circumstances detailed in our Jason Zwack. Seems like Jason Zwack is in the chat. Jason Zwack. If you have, I don't know if they'll let me. I don't know what's up, why people can't. I don't know how to like set my YouTube up to where people can put links or something. But hey, Jason Zwack. Can you copy and paste Jason Zwack? Jason Zwack, can you copy and paste Jason Zwack? Remember on the thing where the guy who filed it, the male version of the of Liar and Liar, Liar Liar, excuse me, the male version, the male Liar Liar of the two. Jason Zwack, listen. I need Jason Zwack. I need you to copy and paste into the chat. Down at the bottom of the thing that the dude filed, it said like it had like in quotes down at the bottom it said Lane Myers it had like a link to my YouTube. Can you copy and paste that what it says in there? Didn't it say wasn't it the YouTube for Lane Myers wins 2 cases in a day or something? Because I don't want to misquote. So I can't post a link to my own fundraiser. I don't know. I can't. People told me that you can't post links in my chat. So I don't know what to do. See if I can post it my own. Thank you. I just recently got some more Paco, bro. You're awesome. Everybody's awesome. We're trying to do this for the people, by the people, by the people means I need help. I didn't wake up and decide I have to spend fucking $1,000 on transcripts. I'll show you the receipt. Not fucking, I would never lie about that. Literally, it was $900 for one and $180 for the second one. That's how they get you. They're like, oh, you want to fucking fight your case? Just start running up credit card bills. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in the chat, and I appreciate the person, everybody. Just I need a mod first of all. So, well, here's the mod. You're the mod. So, thanks for volunteering, mod. I just made a mod. I'm not big on male mods. I just made somebody a mod. Does it work? Hey, T. Yeah. Keep the wheel on the bus. See, did I make a mod? All right, Jason. All right, I'm going to paint. I see people getting $60,000 and shit, and they ain't made a video since. Hey, thank you, Josh. Hey, I didn't even know how to do a mod. There we go, mod. Now listen, y'all better behave because Grandma's in the chat running. Grandma's running the chat now, but she ain't your ordinary grandma. Hey, but I can do more mods. It's just not a. Hey, listen. I think I pinned the wrong thing. Okay. Hey, that's our stripper mom. She's not a stripper, but at the strip club, they have a woman, old lady in the back who's the house, like the locker room mom. So we got that settled. You're good. All right, so all right, let me get this thing on. All right, what, Jason? So what I'm trying to hit, Halberstram, huh? Breaks of the game, huh? Is that Halberstram from Breaks of the Game, or is that a different one? But check this out. Zwack, what did the case say? Did he use the one that said uh did he use the one that said Lane Myers wins 2 cases in a day? Humphreys, what? What is MOE? I don't want the I don't want to put the person's thing in there. I just want to know what it said because I don't want to show it. Didn't it say that we had to didn't it say that we have to have this rule change because Lane Myers caused a scene and then here's the recording of him causing a scene and didn't it have a link to the Stacey Jane and Mackenzie day where it said 2 cases in one day? But what I'm trying to say is the link goes to my YouTube channel, but that shit's not done. That shit doesn't go to anything. Yes, exact. Thank you, Zwack boy. That's what I'm saying. So it is one my I am see because Mike Oxlong reached out to me about let's see. This is how fast we break news here. I'm pretty sure that I got notified by Mike Oxlong of this petition around 8:30, 20, yeah, somewhere around 8, just before 8:30. And we were live by 9, you know what I mean? Not sooner. No, not Humphreys. I was not roommates with that. I was roommates with one of the guys in Green Sky Bluegrass. This is the band I was roommates with in college. I went to Humphreys a lot though. This is the band that I went to college with.
This summer,
These are my roommates, not just went to college with. They lived
flavor
on my
ring
couch.
with thick cut pork chops seasoned with Hidden Valley Ranch.
Because we party a lot. Green Sky Bluegrass. But yeah, those were the days. 2004 Bonnaroo and shit. Yeah, Green Sky Bluegrass were my college roommates at Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo. What I should say is, yeah, they were my roommate. I was about to say they weren't students. They weren't students. They just lived with us because we had all the parties, and so they like, you know what I mean? If you know, you know. If you were over there on High Street, 420 High Street was the party house.
Who goes by, this is a public service on YouTube.
And there was a converted
This
church.
is a public service.
This is a public service.
And that's where Green Sky Bluegrass got going, and we all worked at Bell's. And Green Sky Bluegrass used to be the little local band at Bell's Brewery when they opened. Go back and look up the history. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Back then. That's when all that shit was just getting started. But anyway, so the drummer who was in Green Sky was the guy I'm talking about. And the horns. And if you know who Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, what's the guy's name that we never had like Tim Reynolds and shit come over, but we had like people almost close to that level. Like well, my friend from Detroit was Dave Matthews Band's drummer for a little while, Skeeto Valdez. And then I opened a bar with my family, and we had Skeeto Valdez, the Skeeto Valdez quartet every night, or every Thursday night, you know what I mean? But we had some crazy parties. DJ Dan in my living room. That's off topic right now. But he did hit me with some good shit. Hey, so yeah, Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, they came through a few times. They came through a few times. It's all connected by a dude, Drew Cups. See, my roommate was a DJ Vels. These are my roommates. They're famous. Well, they're not but they're known. These are my roommates. Green Sky Bluegrass. And then Drew Cups, glass blower. This is my roommate. Cups. This is my college roommate right here. Drew. Should call my other guy and make sure this is Drew. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Cups. Is this Cups? I'm almost positive. He's from Oregon originally. Let's see. Drew Cups, the glass blower. Detroit. I knew he was doing something in Detroit with glass blowing, putting shit down on it. Eastern Market. There he is. There's my guy. Drew Cups. It's my guy. This is my college roommate right here. Shout out. Right here. Cups. Michigan Glass Project. What are you up to, Cups? So yeah, Drew Cups. I put Cups, but it should be K. Here we go. Drew Cups. There's my guy. College roommate right here. Cups. We took a lot of trips. We took a lot of trips to Deep Space Nine, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this guy was also roommates with Green Sky Bluegrass, cause he like, so we went to the festivals. I had the weed, he had the bowls. You know what I'm trying to say here. If you knew about festy life back then, I had the bus. Cups, this is my college roommate, and then this is my other college roommate, right here. So it was us, me and him were roommates, and then we had all these other people on the couch. I had a female roommate too. She shall remain nameless because she works for Ford. But yeah, there's Cups right there. It's my college roommate right there. Well, he wasn't, again, he was a transient. I was a tenant, he was a transient. These people came through. You knew back then. Bunch of dirty feet people. I used to make fun of them for not wearing shoes. So, anyways, uh, hey, here's the thing. Oh, it was a good time. Good time, good times. No stalking and harassing took place either. Imagine that. No unwanted touching. We didn't allow that. We created a safe space to take mushrooms and acid and listen to the music. It's all about the music. Hey, so here's the thing. Zwack put us up on it, right? Zwack put us up on it. Okay. And here's the Lane Myers wins 2 cases in one day, right? What were the circumstances? They can bring blame technology. These people sound like I didn't uh I didn't get the whole quote. Need the whole quote. This sounds like something they say in California to like not let you have more than 10 rounds in your clip of your gun or magazine. Or like, didn't they make Glocks illegal or something? I don't keep up because I can't own a gun right now. But when I'm allowed to, I will. 'Cause it's my right. I used to be a Second Amendment influencer. So, what were the I was a Second Amendment influencer before I was an adult. That's crazy work. I was sponsored by Hornaday. Crazy. Sponsored by Hornaday as a teenager. But he's crazy. What's crazy is I actually used to take guns to school because we were allowed to. And now it's just crazy work. I don't want to start talking about guns because then people report me to my probation officer and the prosecutor that I said the word gun as if I've never shot a gun. Shot a gun so many times I don't ever want to hear a gun go off again. Bang is so loud these days. But so the circumstances, so to illustrate the dangers these technological advances can bring, Lane Myers wins 2 cases in a day. So, okay, so Lane Myers had 2 unlawfully issued injunctions for harassment, dismissed in 1 day. What? Oops. What could be wrong with that? What could be wrong with that? Yeah, so what's wrong with what is wrong with I don't understand. I do not understand. What I don't understand is that how would this be negative? What is dangerous about me winning 2 cases and having 2 unlawfully issued injunctions for harassment dismissed in 1 day? Why are they saying that the judge got it wrong, I did, or what? Yeah, bro. Blob, you know what's up. I don't know if we were allowed to, but we did. I shot guns as a kid and took acid. And I'm fine. I'm not shooting nobody up. I haven't lost my mind. I talk in the third person because I've been able to step outside myself. You know, you know. Oh, we got 82 subs? Shit. Hey, remember now, I'm over here, I don't know what to call it these days. I'm new to this, but I do got one that we need to like, share, and subscribe. This channel is where you know what I mean? This is the club, but this is the office. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to everybody, but if we can get this one built up, that's where I go into the office and get serious. Try to like build my little, you know what I mean, law practice on YouTube. Practice law on YouTube. And then keep all the wild stuff over here. Like, I probably won't be saying certain words on the other channel. But check this out. What is so dangerous that I got 2 injunctions dismissed in 1 day? She said it's the circumstances detailed, right? But here's where she gets, I don't understand. I'm gonna sue her just to see, just because we like going to court, right? Just because like I feel defamed and I know that her intention here was to like use me as a shining example of the worst of the worst. So that's why we gotta have the rule changed. But she's gonna have a lot of explaining to do because we're gonna get all our emails in the next couple of days, and then we're gonna get even more than that after that. So Elizabeth Burton Ortiz, I hope you got lots of popcorn. Because everything was going fine, I was getting ready to go to sleep and try to relax and stop being on YouTube like the sky is falling every day. But of course, intrepid sources let me know that they're out here claiming that the circumstances detailed in the first petition filed by the male half of Liar Liar indicate that the danger illustrate, not indicate, illustrate the dangers these technological advances can bring. But here's the issue. What are the circumstances detailed in that? This is where she gets to creative writing. It's a work of fiction. The circumstances in that one was I won 2 cases in one day. I had 2 unlawfully issued injunctions for harassment dismissed in one day. That's the circumstances. Okay, these were the circumstances. Okay, what were the circumstances? That was the circumstances, right? So Lane Myers winning 2 cases in one day because this is how we have to write this, right? So let's just uh do this. Let's just this is how we're gonna do it in court, Elizabeth, right? We just do this, right? What do we do here? We do this, right? The circumstance, excuse me, I got to keep that part in right here. We do this, then this, then this. Okay. So the circumstances detailed in R250000, not 00, but 00, R250031, which those circumstances are Lane Myers wins 2 cases in one day, illustrate the danger these technological advances can bring. So Lane Myers winning 2 cases in one day, detail. Okay, stopping right there, right? But here's where she gets really off script. There, the defendant used a smartphone only after giving. The defendant's technology made it, right? Right here. Here's where Elizabeth Ortiz is going to have some explaining to do in a court of law. Look, look what she says. She says, this work of fiction. Here's the fiction. Because remember, she said, the circumstances detailed in R250031, which Zweck, is Jason Zweck still in the chat? Is it possible that Jason Zweck is still in the chat? Zweck, Jay Zweck. What's up, Nancy? How you doing? Long time listener, Nancy. Oh, we're gonna where is yeah, Zweck. Hey Zweck. When was that first one filed? Hmm. Hey, Zwag, what is the date that shit was filed? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can't even find this thing on the internet. What day was this filed? Zwag, what day was the one filed last year? Zwag. Give me a song or something while you're waiting. But I need to know when because I can't find it on the internet. Like I put that in and it takes me to this long ass just fucking thing of like 500 different things and it's not the document. I used to have like a direct link to it. Maybe it got taken. Did it get removed off the website or something because it didn't get like what date was that originally? Look in your video or something because I cannot find it in the actual like little court.gov thing. January 10th, 2025. Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Jason Zwak. Preface this right here. File January. What did it say? 10th. Yeah, now I remember. January 10th, 2025 at 5:42 p.m. And that's because January 10th was the last day you could file. He filed it with like 10 minutes to go at something. He, she, that shall, I mean, he, we, they, that shall not be remain. Shout out, Dabs. Thanks, Kevin. I'm going back to the chat. Appreciate it. Hey, YouTube paralegal. Right. There's a long delay because I type at light speed. All right, so R25 was filed January 10th, 2025, okay? This fucking horse shit from Elizabeth Ortiz slandering me, libeling me, defaming me, attempting anyways. When was this? April 30th. Lying sack of shit whore. Government whore. Whore yourself to the government some more. Oops. On the 30th day of April. Okay. Okay. So now we got this. Safety bongs. Time for a bong. It's time for a song. A bong and a song. And it's then we're gonna just make fun of this person for lying. Breaking news. Multiple lies will be exposed. Elizabeth Burton. How dare you? How dare you, Elizabeth Burton? You know what we haven't heard in a while? Remember, I think the now that I think about it, I think the executive director needs a speech. As a matter of fact, I know that executive director needs a speech. So we'll give it this speech is for you, Elizabeth Burton. Smoke your weed and drink a kombucha.
War is a nightmare. War is awful. It is indifferent and devastating and evil. War is hell. But war is also an incredible teacher, a brutal teacher. And it teaches you lessons that you will not forget. In war, you are forced to see humanity at its absolute worst. And you are also blessed to see humanity in its most glorious moments. War teaches you about sorrow and loss and pain. And it teaches you about the preciousness and the fragility of human life. And in that fragility, war teaches you about death. But war also teaches you about brotherhood and honor and humility and leadership. And unfortunately, war teaches you the most when things go wrong.
So get to listening, Elizabeth Ortiz, because you're the executive director. And you're about to learn how to lead from the front. From behind.
And for me, one of the most impactful lessons that I learned from war was in the spring of 2006 in the city of Ramadi, Iraq, which at the time was the epicenter of the insurgency, where brutal and determined terrorists ruled the streets with torture and rape and murder. And it was in one neighborhood of that city, during an operation that I was in charge of, when all hell broke loose. We had multiple units out on the battlefield fighting the enemy. We had friendly Iraqi soldiers. We had
multiple units.
U.S. Army soldiers and U.S. Marines, along with small elements of my SEAL team. And then the fog of war rolled in, with its confusion and chaos and mayhem, and with its gunfire and enemy attacks and screaming men and blood and death. And in that fog of war, through a series of mistakes and human error and poor judgment and Murphy's Law and just plain bad luck, a horrendous firefight broke out. But this firefight, it wasn't between us and the enemy. This firefight, tragically, was between us and us. friendly forces against friendly forces. Fratricide. The mortal sin of combat. And the most horrific part of war. And when it was over, and the fog of war lifted, one friendly Iraqi soldier was dead, 2 more were wounded, one of my men was wounded, the rest of my SEALs were badly shaken. And it was only through a miracle that no one else was killed. And it was reported up the chain of command what had happened. That we had fought and wounded and killed each other. And when we got back to base, things didn't get much better. There was a message waiting for me from my commanding officer. And it said, shut down all operations. It said that the commanding officer, the master chief, and the investigating officer were inbound to my location. And they told me to prepare a debrief to explain exactly what had happened on the operation and what had gone wrong. Now, I knew what this meant. It meant that somebody had to pay. It meant that somebody had to be held accountable. It meant that somebody had to get fired for what had happened.
Executive Director.
So, I began to prepare my debrief.
Can't blame it on nobody. Starts at the top.
I detailed every mistake that was made and who made it. And I pointed out every failure in the planning and the preparation and the execution in the operation. And I pointed out who was responsible for that failure.
Okay, who's responsible, Elizabeth?
There was plenty of blame to go around. There were so many people that I could incriminate with guilt. But something wasn't right. For some reason, I just couldn't put my finger on who was at fault and who specifically I should blame for what had happened. And I sat and I went over it again and again, and I struggled for an answer. And then, when I was about 10 minutes from starting the debrief, that answer came, and it hit me like a slap in the face. And I realized that there was only one person to blame for the confusion, only one person to blame for the wounded men, and only one person to blame for the dead Iraqi soldier. And I knew exactly who that person was.
Elizabeth Burton Ortiz.
And with that knowledge, I walked into the debriefing room with my commanding officer, and the master chief and the investigating officer were sitting there waiting for me, along with the rest of my men, including my SEAL that had been wounded, who was sitting in the back of the room with his head and his face all bandaged up. And I stood up before them and I asked them one simple question. Whose fault was this?
Executive Director.
One of my SEALs raised his hand. And he said it was my fault. I didn't keep control of the Iraqi soldiers I was with. And they left their designated sector, and that was the root of all these problems. And I said, no, it wasn't your fault. And then another SEAL raised his hand and said it was my fault. I didn't pass our location over the radio fast enough, so no one knew what building we were in, and that's what caused all this confusion. It was my fault. And I said, no, it wasn't your fault either. And then another SEAL raised his hand. And he said, boss, this was my fault. I didn't properly identify my target, and I shot and killed that friendly Iraqi soldier. This was my fault. And I said, no, this wasn't your fault either. And it wasn't yours or yours or yours, I said as I pointed to the rest of the SEALs in the room. And then I told them that there was only one person at fault for what had happened. There was only one person to blame. And that person was me. I am the commander. I am the senior man on the battlefield, and I am responsible for everything that happens. Everything.
Executive director.
And then I went on to explain to them some new tactics, techniques, and procedures that we were going to implement to ensure that this kind of travesty never happened again.
Did you hear that, Elizabeth? We are going to put in some new tactics, techniques, and what else did he say? Procedures. Tactics, techniques, and procedures.
Some new tactics, techniques, and procedures that we were going to implement to ensure that this kind of travesty never happened again.
Oh, we know who ordered the code red, Mr. Osborne.
And I will tell you something.
Elizabeth Burton Ortiz.
It hurt my ego. It hurt my pride to take the blame. But I also knew. I knew that to maintain my integrity as a leader and as a man, I had to take responsibility. And in order to do that, I had to control my ego so that my ego did not control me. And you know what? I didn't get fired. In fact, my commanding officer, who had expected excuses and finger pointing, when I took responsibility, when I took ownership, he now trusted me even more. And my men,
She cannot handle the truth.
they didn't lose respect for me. Instead, they realized that I would never shirk responsibility. And I would never pass that heavy burden of command down the chain and onto them. And you know what? They had the same attitude.
Not Elizabeth, though. She's not a leader. She's a liar.
Unlike a team where no one takes ownership of the problems and therefore the problems never get solved, with us, everyone took ownership of their mistakes. Everyone took ownership of the problems. And when a team takes ownership of its problems, the problems get solved. And that is true.
That's why we're out here solving problems.
On the battlefield, it is true in business, and it is true in life. So I say, take ownership. Take extreme ownership. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Don't hide your delicate pride from the truth. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your mistakes, take ownership of your shortfalls, take ownership of your problems, and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved. Take ownership of your mission. Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life.
Hybrid. Astro GMO.
And lead. Lead. Lead yourself and your team and the people in your life. Lead them all to victory. Thank you. Thank you very much.
all we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Yep, that was the last speech he ever gave. So hopefully this isn't the last speech I ever give. So, according to Elizabeth Burton Ortiz, the leader, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, Elizabeth. But, look at this. I want to play this song in the background. It might get me shut down, but I don't know. I'm going to try to have it like in the background. While I'm talking. I don't know if I can do music in the back of talking. I don't know if that works. Oh. There we go. All the prosecutors' reunions respectfully submits the following comment in support of this hog-ass shit. Richard posted to amend the rules 122 because Lane Myers exposed us. The petition by the Automatic Task Force, Lane Myers exposed us. Builds upon the issues raised last year. So it builds upon the issues raised. Requires immediate attention. We can't be having our prosecutors get exposed. So So anyways, the circumstances detailed in R250031 illustrate the dangers. Therefore, right? The defendant used a smartphone to broadcast and live stream only after giving notice to the court. The defendant's use of technology made it difficult to maintain the integrity of the court proceedings and ensure the proceedings did not result in further harassment to those participating in them. Through his weaponization of technology, the defendant effectively targeted and amplified his harassment towards numerous participants in the proceeding, resulting in the defendant being found guilty of 2 felonies. But I was found guilty of 2 felonies July 1st, 2025, and Jason Zwack told us. Look what Jason Zwack told us. Zwack. I grew up with a Jason Zwack, so. But look, that was filed January 10th. But the felonies were 6 months after this. So how did she know that if it's addressing the circumstances detailed in R250031, those happened in November, right? All right. That was like November 20th or something. Right? Something like that. Then they filed that on January 10th saying, oh, he won 2 cases in one day. Now here on the 30th day of April, this lion sack of shit executive director says, the circumstances detailed in R2531, which was November of 2024, right? Through his weaponization of technology, weaponized technology, defendantly targeted and amplified in the proceedings, resulting in the defendant being found guilty of 2 felony offenses. So, was I found guilty of 2 felony offenses? Let's see, where'd they go? Right here. Chop it out. Through his weaponization, she says. All right, let's break it into some paragraphs here. Defendant, all right, so there. Broadcast and live stream to his channel. The defendant's use of technology made it difficult, right? But not one judge ever told me no. Not one time did a judge, besides Metcalf, once I was already in jail, deny 122. She said that me broadcasting and live streaming during the Stacey Jane Mackenzie O'Brien 2-in-1 day thing made it difficult. But hold on. Is she saying that my use of technology with Metcalf, I was in jail. How was I using technology in jail? When did I use 122, right? Through his weaponization. See? Through his weaponization of technology, she's saying that me using 122 is why I was found guilty. I pled guilty. First of all, that's a lie because she made it seem like a jury convicted me because she said found guilty instead of pled guilty. But this is just not true in any way because I never used 122 during this case. She's saying during this case, right? This case number. But here's the problem. The problem is that in those 2 cases, well, The first one, I went to jail like 4 days after I was arraigned. The second one, the second case number, I got charged with 6 charges while I was in jail already. So how did 122 have anything to do with the second case since I was already in jail? So how did I use 122? And then how did the first case, I was only not in jail for 4 days and I never used 122 in that case. So she's quoting a case where nobody ever was allowed to use 122 because Metcalf put a ruling in that nobody could use 122. So the case she's talking about, she took it from, well, the circumstances detailed in the first petition that the guy filed, which was Stacy Walker's civil injunction hearing. Now she's saying, well, she's saying that that's what really happened during, that's what that petition said. That's what it cited. And then, but this is her version. This is her fairy tale made up version, defamation per se version of what happened. Because she said the circumstances in R250031, which occurred November 20th with Stacey Jane, is actually where I got 2 felonies in Pima Superior Court. She took something that happened 9 months later and made up a cute story. So somebody's got a lot of explaining to do, okay? A lot of explaining to do. Elizabeth Ortiz, you have a lot of explaining to do. Elizabeth, how are you going to explain that the circumstances in R250031, which is I won 2 cases in a day, have anything to do with the charges? And Elizabeth, how are you going to explain when I sue you how Lane Myers used 122 from jail? Huh? Explain that. Can't make this shit up. Cannot make it up that she just concocted a fairy tale. She concocts a fairy tale. Okay. But here's the problem. It's not true. And she filed it with the court. Why would she file false statements with the court and then expect to get away with it? Not understanding at all. Anybody else need to get banned? Let me know. Hey, through his weaponization, numerous participants in the proceedings. All right, well, Mackenzie O'Brien and Stacey Jane, I didn't get convicted of any felonies because of that. I wasn't found guilty. I pled guilty for now under duress. That's about to get overturned. And then we'll really be cooking with beef tallow. So it's apparent that these people just make up anything that they want to make me sound scary. You notice how they didn't mention anything about the defendant's right to a fair trial? They're the defendant use of broadcast. The defendant's use of technology. So this, you could just say, this, we could just switch this to, we know what you mean, Elizabeth. We know what she means. We know what you mean. We all know. We all know what you mean, Elizabeth. You're not going to be able to convince the court that you weren't lying. We know. We know. Why do they do this? I bet you her and Laura Conover are friends. Resulting in the defendant. Hey, how are they going to say they weren't talking? Oops, sorry. How are they going to say they're not talking about Lane Myers when they literally put State versus Myers? Wanting the court to go look that up. And what are they going to find? Nothing about 122. So what's the point? What would be the point of them looking up this? When it doesn't have anything to do with 122. Why would that be put in there? Is that some kind of badge of honor or something? Are you trying to be like, oh yeah, look at us. We got him. You're gonna wish you never said this shit, Elizabeth. I know that. It's called mind your own fucking business, bitch, and don't lie. And if you knew about this case, you would know this lying sack of shit fucking lied too. So, the prosecutor here, the prosecutor that filed this shit, the lying sack of shit, crooked ass prosecutor, crooked ass prosecutor. Hey, chat, put a 1 in the chat if Elizabeth Burton Ortiz is a crooked ass prosecutor. Imagine people who spend their life, uh, waste their life, I should say, trolling YouTube comments. Yeah, I see lots of 1s. Crooked ass prosecutor. Hey, did Lane Myers? So let's ask the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if you think. So here's the thing. We just had him put a 1. So hey, so here's the thing. That's what I'm saying, man. People go through like it's an account that was joined an hour ago or 10 minutes ago. It's like, dude, imagine going through the process to make another YouTube account just to comment on my thing, just to get blocked again, just to make another one. Anyways, they like the attention I'm giving them right now, even talking about it. So anyways, through the weapon, they must like Ortiz too. There you go, Dolores. Go to the club in Tucson. Hey, any bar in America, you could get your titty sucked. Elizabeth Ortiz, be careful. Not by me. I won't be doing anything that any woman that's passed out and having a seizure. But here's what I need to know. Did Lane, it says Lane Myers in this felony case used 122. But the court order said no 122 and I was in jail. So, chat, we're going to pull out the lie detector. Chat.
You said no. The lie detector
The lie
determined that was a
detector.
lie.
The lie detector.
You said no. The lie detector determined.
Because when they filled that shit out the first time, there was no. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate it. You've been there for years. And so for years they've been talking this. Oh, he's the defendant. But here's the issue. In the first petition, they cited cases where I won. The judge did not deny 122, and I won the cases. So they were like, okay, that didn't convince them. Now we got to come back again and really soup it up. Oh, he used 122, and that resulted him in getting felonies. So is this rule 122 apply for court, or are they saying we don't want Lane Myers to have social media? Because this sounds like they just don't want Lane Myers, because they're saying Lane Myers' technology made it difficult to maintain the integrity of the court proceedings. So are they saying I didn't, sounds like they're saying I didn't have a fair trial. Doesn't it sound like they're saying I didn't have a fair trial? So it sounds like didn't get a fair trial according to them. They're admitting. Sounds like they want a new one. Well, let's have a new trial then. I'm ready for a new trial. We're gonna get a new trial also. Now, will the state actually take me to trial when I get these convictions overturned? I don't know. I mean, they're pretty stupid. So, I mean, they'll literally flat out lie to the Supreme Court. As we just, the executive director of the Arizona Prosecutors Association, Arizona Prosecuting Attorneys Advisory Council. This is the same place where certain people have how to cheat the system crooked ass prosecutors have how to cheat the system documentaries posted. So the circumstances detailed, right? So she's the this is directed to the Supreme Court, right? And so she's saying, hey, Supreme Court, remember that time that Lane Myers won 2 cases? That's really dangerous. Because the world was able to find out, and anybody can go to court and find out. What were the circumstances? Well, that was November 20th. So what was so dangerous? I won 2 cases. I had 2 unlawful injunctions dismissed in one day. R50031 was filed January 10th, 2025. And then on the 30th day of April 2026, she claims that has to do with this case, but this case was July 1st. July 1st, 2025. So 6 months after the first petition, which she claims are the circumstances that need urgent remedy. That's her thing, and she's saying, well, it's really urgent right here. She's like, the issue here requires immediate attention because when the crooked ass prosecutor filed this thing, he put in there the reasons. So she's saying, well, don't now let me remind you what she's saying. the circumstances detailed in this, right? And she's saying the circumstances in R25, we should be able to connect the dots because she says there in R250031. So the circumstances and R, right? She's saying there is referring to this. Well, she's saying, so should have no problem just going to the circumstances of that. What are the like, how do we define the circumstances that took place in R250031? Well, I won 2 cases in one day live on YouTube, and they're pissed because I beat them. But they're saying that it was cause the court was not, there was no, she's saying the court lacked integrity because they let me do this, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand how me having a phone sitting on the table, recording, just like it would be sitting there not recording, how did it make it difficulty to maintain the integrity of the court proceedings? So are they saying that my court, it sounds to me like I should have no problem arguing that my court hearings were not fair because there was no integrity. They did not maintain. I was saying that the judge was not maintaining the integrity by not following the law. Now they're saying that it was not maintaining the integrity by allowing 122. But here's the only issue is that in 122H, excuse me, in this case, 122H was not even allowed. So how did the use of 122H in my felony case? Well, it was never used in my felony case, so why would you be citing something that never happened, Elizabeth? This never happened. At no point did anybody use 122H in this case. Now, one time a different judge allowed it at a hearing to change judges, but not in this case. That was a hearing to change judges. That had nothing. Metcalf never allowed 122 in his courtroom, which is these 2 cases. And so how could I have weaponized 122 from jail? I don't sneak phones up my butt like they do in prison. Get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Just throw that shit up there. Toss my name under the bus like, oh yeah, look at Lane Myers. Lane Myers. She's going to have a lot of answering to do. Because I don't like it when people fucking drag my name through that shit when it's not even true. She's going to look real stupid when I get those convictions overturned, then what is she going to say? That Lane Myers what? Because Lane Myers didn't even have a phone in this case. So they lie. As usual, they lie. But yeah, we'll play a song and I'm going to bed. I got shit to do. Take down judges and not judges, but lawsuits. Public officials is what I was trying to say. Take down government employees in court.
That was a lie.
Elizabeth, that was a lie. That was a lie. Elizabeth, how dare
continually, ever faithful, ever sure. Jah live, children. And there's a natural mystic blowing through the air. Yeah!
Oh yeah, don't forget this. I gotta get this other channel going. I'm gonna do some lives over there at some point.
There's a natural mystic blowing through the air. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. This could be the first trumpet, might as well be the last. Many more will have to suffer, many more will have to die. Don't ask me why. You see, things are not the way they used to be. I won't tell no lie. One and all got to face reality. Though I try to find the answer to all the questions they ask, yet I know it's impossible to go living through my past. Ain't
I gotta pause that for a second. Hey, remember, think about this. 250 years, we just celebrated some anniversary, 250 years, all this. Do you know what they would have done to Metcalf and them, all these judges, whoever, all of them, Judge Ball, start from the fucking day one motherfuckers, the mayor, all of them. 250 years ago, these people would have been tarred and feathered in the street. So they're sitting over here thinking, oh my God, he's talking about me on YouTube. Ah! Oh my God, are they great? I mean, I'm grateful that we don't live in the heathen days either. I'm trying to, live in a civilized shit too. So we're not trying to tar and feather them. But just think how far we've come to where this is the equivalent of tar and feathering. And that's the issue. Is when they get tarred and feathered on YouTube, they try to put you in prison for 40 to 100 years. But 250 years ago, they would have took that tar and feather and got on with it, if that's all they got. Well, Torque, you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, good night.
We're out here today to ensure our natural rights are respected by those who swore an oath to support, protect, and defend the rights of the people. The purpose of all interactions is to peacefully promote government accountability and transparency. Please like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach as many people as possible. I implore you to peacefully seek redress to any and all of your grievances. This is a public service.